Hello, hello, hello. You're tuning into another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Today's topic, another one bites the dust. So, let me make sure I get this down properly, right? Okay. Because Raven fans have been conditioned. Okay? The Ravens organization has made sure to put them in a mental comatose state. That whatever the Ravens do, they get a pass for. And I'm going to show you what I mean by that. So, this whole time, after Deshaun Watson got his deal, do you know what Raven fans were saying to cope with the decision? With all of them saying it's a bad contract, you can't sign anybody. They've been saying that it's a stupid deal because the Browns cannot add nobody. They cannot build the team around the quarterback. Fast forward to today, when the Browns acquire Elijah Moore from the Jets. And I have to really ask you guys, when is it going to be enough evidence, right? That puts you in the mental stability, to have the mental fortitude to understand that, hey, maybe I've been believing a lie for a long time. Because let me tell you this right now. The Ravens have been lying. I mean, think about this real quick. They have you guys so mentally conditioned that you guys get mad at players for actually trying to get their worth. Even players that have outperformed their contracts. They're above the market when it comes to the position in which they play. Y'all get mad at it. If EDC or the front office isn't fleecing a player, fleecing a team, y'all do not feel content or satisfied. Sometimes in the NFL, in anything in life, it takes sacrifice to move forward. You understand where I'm coming from? Sometimes you have to give up something that you feel a little uncomfortable about giving up to get what you want. That's not conjecture, that's fact. That's the way the real world works. The Ravens want their cake and they want to eat it too. Don't y'all see? Please explain to me this, right? Because remember, everyone's like, oh, don't count the last 5 years or whatever, right? The Browns have a quarterback that is making totally guaranteed money, and they're still adding pieces, figuring out a way to manipulate, operative word, manipulate, you understand? Like how Magneto manipulates metal. Manipulate the cap so that they can add players to make their team the best version of itself that it needs to be. The only team that doesn't seem to understand this concept, the only team that is unwilling to accept this concept is the Baltimore Ravens. And, I don't want to hear no one say anything because we've watched the Saints. And the reason why I get mad at people say, oh, but look at the Saints. They had to give up certain players. Blah, 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 blah. Didn't the Ravens have to give up players? How many times have we had to let go good players? How many times have we had to let go players that were like, man, we should have kept them and paid them, right? And we still do not have the cap space that the Saints have. So make it make sense. Oh. Make it make sense. Oh. I said, look me in the face and tell me that make it make sense. Oh. Do it. It's absolutely mind-boggling that people, see, this is why I'm so to the point to where I understand that people believe and see what they want to believe and see. Let me even take this a step further in a realm where a lot of people can understand. A lot of y'all know who the greatest hero in comics is, in comic book history. It's Superman, right? Every single person has made fun of the concept of him putting on glasses, and everyone said, oh my God, ha, 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 where did he go, right? You know why? Because you can't fathom that someone that powerful can have that much influence, and all they have to do is put on glasses, and all of a sudden they disappear to the human eye. But do you know why the glasses work? Let me tell you why. Because humans in the comics have been conditioned that a regular human, right, someone of that great stature of a Superman, can never bring himself low enough to a human being. No matter for all his great feats, he flies, he's bulletproof, laser eyes, super breath, all those things. They can't bring themselves to believe that a human would even resemble him, even though he resembles a Earth human. That's because they believe what they want to see. They see what they want to see. You understand? That's what the Ravens have done to a lot of y'all. Every problem that looks like a problem, they put these glasses on, right? And all of a sudden you say, what problem? Look, I don't see no problem. What are you guys looking at? Selective eyesight, selective outrage. Look, you can hate what I'm saying, but every little thing that I'm saying is riddled in nothing but truth. And do you know why? Because it's easy. It's not hard to look at other teams. Let me tell you something right now. A lot of people seem to forget the very tenable position we were in before Lamar Jackson came in here. Y'all forget so quick? Do you forget? Either understand your history or be doomed to repeat it in the future. The Ravens, after everything that they've seen happen with Joe Flacco, they repeated it. They absolutely repeated it. They watched other teams have players that they didn't want to pay. They saw Dak with Dallas. You know what they did? They said, put the glasses on, we see what we want to see, and bing, bam, boom. They're doomed to repeat the past. When it was all laid out. Now, Raven fans are coping with this idea saying, because the Ravens have put on these shades that whatever they do is flawless, let's blame the player that the Ravens, remember, Lamar has not signed his tender. They're holding him hostage. You know what I want y'all to do? You know what I want y'all to do right now? If y'all don't believe Lamar Jackson is that great, and y'all, for all the people that he sucks, he's garbage, whatever else you want to say, right? Dare the Ravens to take off that tender. Go ahead. Make him a fully unrestricted free agent. Watch how fast teams would throw everything in the bathroom sink to acquire him. So this is what I'm saying. And for everybody saying, no, they wouldn't, you're dumb, they're not doing anything now, because they already know the Ravens are going to try to match what they do. Even if they put in all the work, talk to him, make this great deal, waste all this hours and time of their very busy schedule, the Ravens will say, okay, one other team, we don't want to lose them. Okay, let's just give them that. And they lose out on the player that they got excited and worked so hard to obtain. This was a way for the Ravens to secure Lamar for an additional year, right? Because they understood that they could mess things up, be very difficult. You know, the thing that you guys are blaming Lamar on being difficult is what the Ravens are being, because they're trying to sabotage him, because they do not want to let him go, but they do not want him to just leave for free. It's a hostage situation. And a whole bunch of you act like it's not. Oh. What are you guys, blind? Yo, hit me with another one. Oh. Like, my God. Do you not understand that? Listen, for anybody that would argue with me, right? Have the decency and common sense to know that if Lamar Jackson was taken off of the franchise tag, he would be signed with the team within a week. Within a week. You understand? So for all of you saying, oh, he's holding us hostage. If he doesn't want to be here, then don't be here. Tell the team to lift off the tag then. Go ahead. Tell your great team to lift off the tag. But they're not going to do it. You know why? Because they're not foolish enough to do that. Because they know what would happen. You're the only ones that are deluded enough to believe and to see what you don't think would happen. You get it? The Browns are making more moves than us. The Browns are adding more players than us. The Browns are paying a player a fully guaranteed contract, and the Browns somehow still have more cap space than us. And all you guys keep telling me is, well, for the next 2 years, it's $60-something million, and shug, and don't even realize that they're probably going to add void years to bring that cap number all the way down. So this is what I mean by you guys are lost in the purple sauce. Hashtag purple sauce. Every team is making moves except for us. And it's been like that for 5 years. Going on 6 years. And the final excuse that you guys have came to is, it's Lamar's fault. Hey, yo, that's crazy. And then some of you will even try to cope a little less and be like, well, it's both their faults. When the player did not ask for the tag to be placed on him. The Ravens are being difficult. They're being manipulative. And they are flexing their muscles. But here's the thing. I already said this. Even if, let's say, Lamar Jackson says, you know what, whatever, I'll play on the tag. He comes back for Baltimore again. Right? Let's just say, because a lot of you do not believe, I'm going to use your logic against you. A lot of you do not believe he was hurt enough not to play in the playoffs, right? So, if he's on another year on a 1-year deal, what would happen, or what would stop him from doing it again? Do you get what I'm saying? What would stop him? If I'm using your guys' logic against you, if you said that he, right, was healthy enough to play, and you're gonna try to force him to be on another tag, what stops him from doing it again this year and just collecting his paycheck? For the slightest sign of injury, what stops him from just shutting it down again? Tell me. Tell me. See how foolish what I'm saying? Is it getting traction in your mind? Huh? Is it starting to go around that lap that we call a cerebellum in your mind? I don't believe we're getting D-Hop. I don't believe we're getting anybody. I think that the Ravens are going to go into the draft, do what they always do. They're going to take defensive players. They're going to take probably a late-round wide receiver and say, hey, this is what we're going into the season to work with. And look, I know the Ravens, right? I look at everything like chess. Let me tell you what they're looking at. They're saying that if Lamar Jackson is pissed off enough, maybe he'll play angry, right? Let's say that play angry gets them to a Super Bowl, AFC Championship, even best case for them, he wins the Super Bowl, right? Now if he wants to leave, in their minds, they got the Super Bowl that they wanted and they didn't have to pay him the absorbent amount of money that they are saying that he wants. And then they can always spin it to the fans and say, look, we gave him everything he needed. He no longer wanted to be here. We got you a Super Bowl. Now we're going to go try to build with somebody else to get another Super Bowl. And if you hear, God forbid, listen, if that happens, watch. Come back to this video and timestamp. 1505. And look at exactly what I said and compare it. Call me a liar. Call me a liar. And that's another episode of The Wunderkind Show. Hey, yo, listen. I just want to say thank you guys for all tuning in to the 200th episode of The Wunderkind Show. I talked to White Tro personally myself. He said he loved being on his platform. He said he loved the responses that the video was getting. He thanks everybody for the smiles and laughter. And don't worry, he said he will be back again. Also, I want to say this episode that White Tro did not point out in the previous episode, the Patreon for The Wunderkind Show has been made. What entails, right now there's only one tier, and I'm going to tell you exactly what the tier entails. It's going to be one tier for right now, and that tier is going to have general support, just supporting the channel, right? It's going to have questions with subscribers that you already know that's from. That's from Ing Raven. That's my guy. That's my dude. I thought it was a great idea to be able to answer questions on video for subscribers that have invested into this channel. And I want to do about 5 or 6 questions twice a week. So that's going to be part of the package for Patreon. And also, there's going to be a Team Wunderkind Discord. Yes, sirs. Yes, ma'ams. And the first tier will give you access to all of that. The first tier will be $5 a month, right? And it's going to be in the description for the now live Patreon. So, once again, thank you all for watching. This is The Wunderkind Show. I know you guys can be anywhere else in the world, but you hear me and you know I appreciate that. Please do remember, like, subscribe, hit that notification bell, please, and leave a comment, because you know I love talking to you guys. Just be, respectable with people's other differing opinions, and we have no problems. And if you would like to donate to this channel, at the bottom of the screen is a QR code to a Cash App, right? You can also do Super Chat, right? I wouldn't recommend it, but whatever. And also in the description is the Cash App for the Cash App in there for the stuff, and it's called $The Wunderkind Show. So once again, this is The Wunderkind Show. This is your host Nitro signing off, and as always, you guys knows my slogan. Peace. And I am out of here. Yep.